Welcome to Christian Controversies, Seeking the Truth by Scott S. Haraburda, narrated by Michael A. Adashevsky. Book published by Meaningful Productions in Spencer, Indiana. Dedication. To my wife Marie, without whose support and assistance none of this book would have been possible. She is the love of my life and first in my book. Acknowledgements. No one walks alone on the journey of life. Just where do you start to thank those who have walked beside you and helped you along the way? Throughout my life, those I have met and worked with have shared many insights into the meaning of life and the true desires of God. So, perhaps this book and its pages will be seen as thanks to the thousands who have helped make my life what it is today. Much of what I have learned from the years comes from being a father to 5 wonderful and delightful children: Ashley, Beverly, Crystal, Jessica, and Christine, all of whom in their own way have inspired me, which has contributed a tremendous amount to the content of this book. Moreover, I have to thank my amazing, loving wife, Marie, whose brilliant words and actions over the years have taught me much about myself and the wonderful spiritual ways of life. Both Marie and Crystal helped edit my book and provided me with several constructive suggestions. Finally, it would be incomplete if I failed to acknowledge the numerous military chaplains throughout my long military career who personally mentored me with their thought-provoking insights into Christianity and the true meaning of being a Christian. It's through their teachings, encouragement, and support that I have grown as a Christian. A little bit of each of them is woven in and out of the pages. Chapter 1. What's this book really about? It was the best of Christianity. It was the worst of Christianity. It was the age of wisdom. It was the age of ignorance. It was the time of belief. It was the time of doubt. It was the season of light. It was the season of darkness. It was the spring of hope. It was the winter of pessimism. We had everything. We had nothing. We were all going directly to heaven. We were all going directly to hell. Even though this sounds cheesy, this is my Christian translation of Dickens' classic story about 2 cities, which is very applicable to Christianity today. Think about this. As you're probably aware, there are millions of books written about Christianity, many of them contradicting one another. As a matter of fact, religious leaders and religious academic experts wrote many of them. For example, I heard many of those so-called leaders preach that we should return to the traditional biblical family values. If you hear this, run the other way. Why? For starters, the Bible is full of rules that describe women as property. They can be forced into marriage without their permission, whether it's their father's demands based upon receipt of payment from the future husband, otherwise known as the bride price, or after being captured in a military battle. Sacred prostitution was also acceptable. These are some of the traditional biblical family values that I do not support. I'm none of those religious leaders or experts. So why should you read this book? I'm just a humble servant of the Lord with no formal religious training. Nevertheless, I profess myself to be a Christian, having started my life as a Catholic and having attended a Protestant church throughout most of my adulthood. While as a former Army brigade commander, I supervised the religious programs for more than 2,000 soldiers with a variety of...
To keep listening to this audiobook, I've left you a link in the description so you can do it at no cost thanks to Audible's 30-day free trial.